everyone. Welcome to the Better Living Interest channel. Welcome, family. That your go-to spot for real estate, investing better, smarter, and more intentionally. If you're new here, smash that like button and leave us a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss the powerhouse guest that we have for you today. Let's dive in. Today, I am thrilled to sit down with a true leader at the crossroads of real estate, community development, and education. Dr. Courtney Johnnson Rose, with a doctoral in organizational leadership, credentials like PMP and the CCIM, and a career that spans from Accenture consultant to president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, most recently. And she is the CEO of the George E. Johnson Development Corporation. Dr. Johnnson Rose brings transformative insight to how we build communities and build wealth, especially in underserved communities. Since 2019, as CEO of George E. Johnson Properties, she's guided her firm to major wins, partnering with institutions like Texas Southern University, the Houston Independent School District, and even the FDIC. She also a Harvard-style remix adjunct professor, community leader, urban developer, and media host. Simply put, she embodies what it means to build better living, not just for oneself, but for her entire community. Madam Immediate President Dr. Johnnson Rose, welcome to the Better Living Interest channel. It is a privilege to have you here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, and greetings to you. Thank you for this opportunity. I hope to have some fun today, but thank you, Paul, for thinking about me. Hello to the Better Living community and looking forward to a great conversation.
Yes. Well, let's start at the beginning. You've had such a dynamic career, I must say, very inspiring. And we would like to discuss. So let's start at the beginning. You've had such a dynamic career, eccentric consultant, CEO, adjunct professor, and now immediate past president of NAREB. Could you share a little bit about your personal journey? What experiences or influences shaped the leader we see today?
Well, I love this question because the thing that I think about first is my father. I am very blessed to be a second generation real estate developer, real estate broker. My parents started in real estate before I was born. So I joke and say, Paul, I was born in the real estate office because by the time I was born, my parents, the year I was born, my parents was one of the first African Americans in the country to buy a Century 21 real estate franchise. So I literally was born into real estate and brokerage, and my parents had a huge office. When I was 8, my father was the president of our local NAREB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers chapter here in Houston. So literally as a little girl, I saw realtors and I saw Black real estate professionals and I saw loan officers and attorneys and all of that whole professional environment. So what it did for me growing up in this environment of real estate was really shape what I thought people could do, particularly people of color, because I saw families buying houses. I saw investors. I saw my dad develop things. So I came out of college with just a perspective of conquering the whole world. Now, reality sets in of the limitations and things of that nature, but it really did give me such a wonderful perception of what can be done. So my greatest influence is, of course, God. I have a faith foundation. My parents gave me that. But secondly, my parents being able to see what they accomplished as entrepreneurs made me want to be an entrepreneur. I did start my career off in corporate America. Straight out of college, I majored in economics and I went to be a financial consultant. It was important to my parents not to join the family business originally, but to see the world and to travel and to be a part of corporate America and see that on a big business level. And Accenture is one of the largest management consulting firms in the country. And I worked in the project management office there and I saw how big business worked. So it was a really great foundation for me for the first 4 years of my career. And then we launched a huge development project here in Houston And that's when I left to join my family's real estate business. And it's been a journey. It's been a ride. My dad transitioned into kind of emeritus retirement status a few years ago. So, after being with our family business 15 plus years, to be able to come in as chief executive officer has been an honor to keep our family legacy going. And it's not just me. My older brother, George III, is part of our family company. We have 26 associates that work with us. So it's been a great journey and a tremendous honor. But we do real estate on all levels, from brokerage to commercial real estate to real estate development and development services. So it's been a wonderful opportunity for me personally to do something that really impacts people. So I'm honored to be a part of the real estate industry, but most importantly, just honored to work in something that impacts people's lives so much.
Wow. That's inspiring for sure.
Yeah.
Especially since that, your family had it. But, it's one thing for, a family to have this type of business and be within this industry, but it's not for everyone. And for you,
Yeah.
you grew up into it. Actually, you were very
And the crazy thing is I have 3 brothers. Okay. So everybody has been in the bit. So it's 4 of us total. Everybody has tried. It's the path. When you're a Johnnson, it's a path. 2 of my brothers did not like it. One's an engineer, one's a manager, but they did not like it. They couldn't manage in the business. It was like, this is cool. I get it, but it is not for me and my oldest brother. And I'm the youngest. He's the oldest. We were the only ones who actually stuck with it. The other 2, with their cup of tea. So it is what it is. I got bit by the bug.
I remember hearing at one of the conferences events, your husband had talked about like your first date, and you were talking about, I had to go clean up some properties. You want to come with me? I was like, wow, she's really motivated. And
That's a
in college,
crazy story. So we had started dating. We were dating for about a month. And that upcoming weekend, that Saturday was my husband's, we were dating then, family reunion. So he wanted me to come to his family reunion with him. And I said, I can't go because I had planned this Saturday for a full make ready for a unit that I was getting ready for a tenant to move in. I couldn't do it Sunday. I had planned. So Saturday was my day that I was going to be over there with the contractors getting the unit ready. And he was like, no, I want you to come spend the whole day out in the country with me and my family. I was like, I just can't do it. So he made some arrangements to open up my schedule. So just know, yes, you got to get the unit ready, business first.
yeah, and you were very young. You were still at college age at
I
that
bought my first property at 23. And that was one of my first properties. And it was a rental property. And that property did very well. It was located right down the street from the stadium in Houston. And it's literally walking distance from the football stadium in Houston. It was a 2-bedroom condo. And I bought it. And about 2 years later, the city of Houston announced that we were getting the Super Bowl. And just like that, Paul, that property doubled in value like overnight because the Super Bowl was coming to Houston. This thing was walking distance. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So I sold it because, I just rode the wave. But literally, when I sold that property, you could not tell me that I wasn't a real estate mogul.
Yeah,
25, I've doubled my money. I'm like, totally sold. I'm done. No more corporate America. No more work. I quit. I got the real estate. I'm just a real estate genius. So every deal is not quite that successful. But, my 23, 24, 25-year-old self thought that I just killed it.
You did. That's a win. That's a huge win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a blessing.
Well, speaking of your early career, right? Like you were very engaged. You had, great parenting to help you out. You had a strong faith in God to keep you centered, and you were on a mission.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that you brought up the fact that your family encouraged you to go into corporate prior to you going into the family business. Can you talk about what motivated you to shift from that corporate consulting and work to go into your family's real estate development company?
Yeah, I love that question, Paul, because, my father was very intentional because he never worked in corporate America. My dad had been an entrepreneur his whole life. He got into real estate while he was in law school and, graduated from law school, took the bar, but never actually practiced law. He went more in the real estate side. So he always thought that there was things that we could learn and glean from a corporate perspective. So I had the opportunity to intern at Accenture through a program called Inroads for minority students. So I had 3 summers that I interned with Accenture, then they offered me a full-time position upon graduation. So, I took it, rode that wave, and learned a lot from it. My transition was mainly because of my success in real estate. Our company was starting a project called Corinthian Point at that time, which was a 234-acre master plan community. It's been the largest project that we have been a part of in terms of the size of it, the economic impact. It's a multi-use development with religious space, YMCA school, 434 homes, senior living facility, commercial park, etc. So seeing this start to formulate was like, wow, this is going to be, from a community development, real estate development perspective, this is going to be a game changer. And I saw it starting to develop and form and said, wow, we're going to be a part of this as a development company. I need to be all in. So, things kind of worked out personally to where that opportunity presented itself. And I'm aging myself to let you know how old I am, but it was 9/11. You remember when 9/11 hit? Accenture had suffered some financial losses. And what they did to avoid layoffs was they offered a kind of like a first right of refusal, if you will. If you wanted to voluntarily take a leave of absence and be unpaid, but you keep your insurance and you keep your status. So your position, I was a senior consultant at the time. So they said, if you just wanted to take a 1-year break from Accenture, you keep your benefits, your health insurance and everything else. You keep your position and status. And then after a year, you can evaluate if you want to come back or whether you want to depart the company at that time. So they offered that. And I thought, man, the company's doing this. I just flipped the property. We were starting the development of Corinthian Point, which was going to be monumental. I was getting married at that time. So I thought, I'm going to be the first one to raise my hand and say, I'm going to take this package. So I took the package, kept my insurance, kept my status. It was kind of a safety net for me. And literally they called me, Paul, a year later. And I was like, what? It's been a year. They were like, are you staying or going? I was like, oh, I'm going, but it gave me that confidence to be able to jump out there. And if I didn't like real estate and being in it full time and, community development, etc., I could go back to corporate because I really did enjoy my time at Accenture. But them giving that opportunity was what really gave me the confidence to kind of jump out there and actually fly.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's a huge blessing that,
Bless.
unfortunately.
Yes, but one of the things that did come out of the 9/11, a couple of years after that, they had not recovered. And I just appreciate Accenture as a company because they could have just done massive layoffs. But literally by doing that, it was about 5-6% of the workforce that actually took it. And that allowed them not to have to do so many layoffs voluntarily.
Yeah, and it worked out very much so in your favor.
Yeah, 20 years ago. So, yeah.
And I know, hearing you speak and watching you in different events and places and spaces, you have a strong conviction in your faith, very inspiring. And you spoke one time and you talked about when you got into your position in NAREB, you prayed on it very hard.
Yeah,
to be
real hard.
And that stuck with me. Moving forward, I think a lot of times people pray for what they want, but they tend to forget, or at least I'm going to speak for me, I tend to forget to pray for why is it that I want it? And am I really ready for it? Is this really something that's going to help me? And am I going to be able to benefit and serve in the right place and space? So with your role, strong faith and family and community, how did that all shape your vision into building your career?
You know, one of the things that I've enjoyed the most, Paul, about being in real estate, and, that's real estate, that's NAREB, that's, very active in the Great Houston Black Chamber here, but just being in the industry in general has been underlying ability to affect people at the end of the day. So at Accenture, it was a great company, great culture, a lot of opportunities to make money and elevate your career. But what we did as a company was create computer systems that made other companies more successful. That's what the work was, if you will, to implement SAP or whatever to make the companies make our clients more efficient, which essentially efficiency sometimes eliminates jobs. End of the day. So what I was doing at Accenture was innovative and tech savvy and tech centric, etc., but it wasn't really affecting people's lives. And at the end of the day, that's what I have appreciated the most about being engaged in real estate, is that it affects people's lives. Whether we are working on our brokerage side with a family, becoming first-time home buyers, or step-up buyers, that's building wealth through real estate, helping that family gain stability. Whether that's on the commercial side, we work with a lot of businesses that are getting space. We work with a nonprofit now that runs a huge internship program that we're doing about 20,000 square feet for. And I can see those students in there, in that space, getting a life-changing opportunity that'll put them on a trajectory for the rest of their life. But the real estate space is where that happens at, and being able to curate that space and create that space to real estate development projects that provide housing and services and wraparound services and commercial development. So I love the people effect of real estate. That's made the biggest difference for me in terms of waking up every day excited about what I do, is because the impact that real estate makes on the people. Accenture's a great place, culture, etc. But what I was doing wasn't really making an impact. Real estate lets you make a very tangible impact on people, and that's my most favorite thing about it.
Amen.
Yeah,
It does.
it
I
does.
mean, even like you said, home purchasing,
Yeah,
developing projects, being able to go and tour your project. That was my first time in Houston. And to go
yeah.
out there,
To get
see
on the
that.
bus. Yeah, wasn't that amazing? To touch it, to see it, to feel it. You see the people in there, you see the impact. That's what just gets me going. It is just
Yes.
an amazing blessing to do something that you can see the tangible impact on.
Sure. And to hear the people talk about it too. Like,
Yeah,
I became a first time homeowner. And not only are they just, first time homeowners, but they're first time homeowners in the property that was built for them,
yeah, yeah,
brand building.
yeah.
That's powerful.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And it's a,
I,
like you said, so
I don't
it's
get
not
to
just,
work quite as much in residential anymore at this stage of my career. But every once in a while, I'll get to go to a closing or something of that nature. People are getting the keys, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is it. So, yeah, but that's the part that I have always truly enjoyed, is the impact.
and now you're doing it at a grander level.
Yeah,
And speaking of the grand level, your firm, George E. Johnnson Development, has worked with clients ranging from now universities to
yeah.
major institutions in the city of Houston. What do you see as the biggest opportunities in commercial and residential development today?
The biggest opportunities are right now happening across the country in underserved communities. There is so many underserved communities that need so much. And if you could bring expertise, um, and the ability to relate and the ability to fill the gap of, our company strategy is find a need and fill it. If the need is housing, fill it. If the need is healthcare, fill it. If the need is we're going into an area that's a food desert, fill it. So I think the big opportunity right now, Paul, is in underserved areas. That's where real estate development has not touched. but there is a lot of opportunities in underserved areas if you can figure out how to connect the economic development tools that are available to the needs that the community has. But that's what our company has been really focused on over the past few years, is finding the need and filling it and matching the economic development tools that are available with the community needs to make real estate development happen, particularly community development happen.
I
Yeah.
agree. It's forward thinking, right?
Yes, yes. And, it's kind of interesting, it is not as competitive in terms of, if I go to downtown Houston, there's several developers working. But if I go to inner city Houston, it's not the same. And, there's reasons for that, of course. But being able to really crack that code is what we are focused on, matching these tools with the opportunities in the community, that the unique skill set that we're trying to bring to the table, because everybody cannot do it and be profitable in it and run a business by doing it. So that's the unique challenge that we go to work every day to try to figure out.
And speaking of which, I want to make sure I make this publicly to our viewers and
Yeah.
everybody here. This woman is the reason why I am pursuing my CCIM,
Wow.
because I saw her, initially when I went down there to Houston, and her engagement, the way she was speaking, her leadership, just within that short week period of time, I was just like, man, the projects that her and her family got, I was like, they are really setting an example. What is making her stand out? And I noticed it was the credentials, the PhD, the CCIM, the PMP. I'm like, okay, I need to get those credentials. I got the loan officer license. I had, the HUD certified counseling. I then literally that following month or two, I went in and got my real estate license.
Love it, love it, love it. Just keep on coming, keep on going. Yes, makes a difference.
Yeah, and what you just spoke about, going into underserved communities. So these are like the diamonds in the rough, right? Which a
Yeah.
lot of people don't often have the vision and foresight to see that potential there. And at the same time, because of your credentials, you are able to do analysis, market analysis, to see where's the need, competition,
Yeah.
and then to run the investment analysis to make sure that it's profitable. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So, first, let me just back up a little bit on the credential side. And I am big on preparation. And a lot of the things that I've been blessed to do has been not necessarily for a particular reason in terms of I'm getting my CCIM to do ABC, but I'm getting my CCIM because I want to be very competent in commercial real estate. The other thing that I would say the different credentials have done for me in my career is given me confidence to walk into the room and know what I know, and know that I have learned this on a education level, but also experience level. And not sometimes people have one or the other. I wanted to have both. So that was important to me and has been a game changer for me, being a young Black female walking into these rooms that a lot of times everybody does not look like me. So I would encourage particularly minority real estate professionals to get the credentials and get the education and be prepared and be over prepared for any situation that you walk into, because it does make a difference how you show up. So with that, our approach just to community development, analyzing projects, is if the need is there, then we can fill it. And that has been a true approach that we have had to projects. If somebody approaches us, we do a lot of development services and say, well, we want to put a clinic in this area. Okay, great. That sounds exciting. But does the area have healthcare challenges? Where's the nearest clinic? How far are people commuting for? What's the traffic count? What's the age? What's the demographics? We need to understand the data to be able to understand if it's going to be a positive real estate scenario. So we really have a needs-based, data-based approach to projects and to real estate, because at the end of the day, we believe strongly the data doesn't lie. Salespeople lie, real estate brokers lie, bankers lie, clients lie, all of that happens. People oversell things, but the data does not lie. So if we can say for this clinic, if we can prove that we're in a healthcare desert, if we can prove that the nearest clinic is X amount of miles away, if we can prove that the demographic shows, families and seniors, etc., if we can prove that the need is there, then we know that we can put together a successful project that's going to be a successful business. So data is how we really approach real estate development projects, commercial development projects. Is the need there? Does the data support it? And then we know that we're on our way to success.
Love that. Such a differentiator between the traditional developers. It's all about profitability, and they're not looking at the impact. This is a community impact. It's profitable and it's community impact.
Yeah. The biggest difference between traditional development and community development is impact. Traditional development is typically focused on profitability, do the numbers work, that's the number one focus. But community development, the numbers still have to work, still has to be sustainable, but the number one focus is the impact that it will make on the community. So I love community development for the impact. Now, again, still has to be profitable. All those other things still have to match up. But the ending product and the impact that it makes, that's what makes me most excited.
Speaking of impact and profitability, what's one project that really stands out to you as a milestone for you and your family, your career?
For me, I guess the project that I work on almost daily, I'll mention, I think you had the opportunity, Paul, to tour it, is the Community Collective project. And that's where we had lunch at when you guys came to Houston. The Community Collective is a project located at 12401 South Post Oak here in Houston. It's a massive project in terms of size. It's about 110,000 square feet on 8-acre lot. But what I'm most excited about is how we use that space and every bit of that space. So it's home of the Imani School, which is the premier Black Christian-based private school in the country. It's one of the largest African-American private schools in the country. And their home is here at the Community Collective. We also have the largest event space, Black-owned event space, and really probably in the top 10 of largest event spaces in Houston, with over 23,000 square feet of event space. We are home, the Deltas and Alphas and the AKAs, they all do their events with us. The NACP, the Urban League, etc., all support us. So we're like the Black Mecca, if you will, the Jack and Jill's, Links, etc. So to be, where the AKAs meet at, and to be where the Jack and Jill's Christmas party is at, is very special to us, to be that event center and provide that quality and service to the community. We have a 12,000 square feet commercial kitchen. It's fully built out. We have a walk-in freezer, ice machine, a chef's office. I mean, it's a true commercial style kitchen. And to be able to see the jobs that are created out of that, from culinary careers, etc., is just really, really, really special. We have a business incubator where we have over 30 businesses that office with us. We have everything from a testing center. We have 2 African-American doctors that are there. We have an eye clinic. We have a total health doctor as well as a female doctor. We have a permits office, consulting, CPA, insurance agent, so it's literally any of the services that you think of, we have it. We have a barbershop. We have a beauty shop. We have our own version of Black Starbucks in there. So we have this little cake of mine, but they do coffee, they do smoothies, they do cupcakes. So it's just really, really, really a special place. Chase Bank, big shout outs to Chase, is our anchor. So we have banking services there as well. But it's just a really unique project. But what is most interesting about it, Paul, is that the original building was a Kmart building. So we've seen these big boxes that are in our community, and with Walmart or Kmart or the grocery store leaves, it's like, well, what do you do with that space? So this one was something that's really special because it was something that was unproductive. It was eyesore. It was blighted. You drive in the parking lot and your car get messed up with glass, all of that kind of stuff. So to see all of the positivity that comes out of a building like this is really, really, really exciting. And every city that I go to, I see these big boxes that have been abandoned in our communities. And I think that the collective can be a model for how do you make positivity out of that vacant space. So, excited about it, but more excited about hopefully helping others do the same thing in other parts of the country.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was there, I was enamored of how just beautiful it was.
Yeah.
And it is.
It's a
And
blessing.
just the
Yeah. It's a blessing.
the
It was originally the brainchild of a pastor here in Houston, Kirby John Caldwell, originally had the vision. And it's, changed hands a couple times. It's had to kind of grow. We used the outdoor space as an urban farm, and as all of the outdoor space for the school. So the basketball court and the playground, etc. We have next month, the Alphas are going to do their yearly picnic on the grounds and be able to people see an urban farm. And, so it's just really, really a cool spot. But it's been a vision that's been executed over the past several years. But to see where it's grown to now and the success and the sustainability of it is really exciting.
I tell people about it locally here. Like, I went to Houston and I saw this project and it had this. I mean,
It's
I'm
pretty
listening to
cool.
you now,
Yeah.
and it's grown. Like, it didn't even have the barbershop. It didn't even have the insurance
Yeah.
companies. Chase wasn't there yet. It just kept getting bigger and
Yeah.
bigger. So I'm just like, wow. And I talk to people and it's like, they don't believe me. It's almost like the promised land. Like, that's not real.
It's really happening. It's a big baby though. We have 100,000 square feet to maintain that, and the light bill and Houston heat and air conditioned systems coming out, and it's a lot, but it is truly an impactful project. But I'm most excited, Paul, that it can be duplicated. So that's what I'm looking forward to is, let's see what big boxes are located all over the country and if we can make positivity come out of it.
We have a lot here in Western New York.
Yes.
So it's saying,
Yeah.
work it.
Yeah. Let's make it work. I know you have a big development that you're working on as well. So this is what it's really about. I know that it's community focused and provides opportunities in the community. That's what it's all about, is helping each other make these things happen.
Amen. And also too, for the viewers that may not know, another part of this project that to me is really special is that it's also operated and managed by your husband, Mr. Rose.
Yes. He serves
And I
as
think
executive director of the community collective. So that's like I'm saying, it's the project that I'm closest for a lot of different reasons.
it's like during the day you hear about it, at night you gotta hear about it.
24/7. Yeah. Yeah. AM goes to the Imani school, so she's a student there. My son graduated there. So yeah. So it's all connected, to say the least.
Amen. That's a blessing. And I think that for those that are trying to build and do this work, I've noticed that families that stick together and they work together are able to achieve bigger and greater things. It's not just one individual. One thing that I do remember Mr. Rose saying was, we're going to invest in mommy, as she becomes the national president of
You remember
NAREB.
that?
Oh man, I take notes. Listen, when
You
I
remember
find
that,
people,
huh? Yes, yes. I will give a big shout out to my husband and the support in my family, just being a part of this journey. My parents, my husband, my brothers, it's just been really amazing. Just the journey that I've been on with real estate and my family being a part of it. So that has made it so much fun. My kids are a part of it as well. My daughter is 11 and she told me she wants to be, when she grows up, she wants to be a dance teacher and a realtist. She's 11, so it's all good.
amen,
It's all
amen.
good.
Let's three generations, run it up.
3 generations coming up. Yeah, my son is probably gonna be in the architectural space, but there's still, real estate connection there too.
Oh yeah, 100%. We need that.
Yeah.
Can't find enough architects and
Yeah.
engineers and contractors. Like even though
Yeah.
you said your brothers are doing other things, but it's still all interconnected.
It's
It's
all
still all
connected.
interconnected.
It's all in the family. It's all in the ecosystem, if you will.
Amen.
Yeah.
And speaking of NAREB and the realtors, for those that may
Yes.
know, are people that who are affiliated or part of the NAREB organization. As the immediate past president of NAREB
Yeah.
nationally, you were leading one of the most important housing advocacy organizations in America. What are the key priorities NAREB is pushing forward in this chapter of housing history during your
Yeah.
tenure and move?
Yeah. I certainly agree, Paul, that the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, NAREB, is one of the most important institutions in this country, particularly when it comes to Black wealth. And that's really the theme, is how do Black real estate professionals, which are called realtors, members of NAREB, help our communities build wealth through real estate? So under my tenure, we did the Black Wealth Tour, we did the Black Developers Academy, we did several initiatives to help increase Black homeownership, because at the end of the day, we realize that's where Black wealth is. It's in our homes. It's in real estate. It's the best opportunity that we have as a African American people and people of color to build generational wealth. And that ultimately is what the organization's focused on. So there'll be different initiatives that happen over the years, different programs that we implement under each presidency. But at the end of the day, the mission is democracy in housing and increasing Black wealth. So just know that's what NAREB is. That's what we have been for 78 years and will be for 78 more years, is that conduit for our community to build Black wealth.
And you speak about the initiative that you led, which was a privilege to be in the first cohort and also
Yeah.
present to HUD, the NAREB Black Developers Academy.
Yeah, the Developers Academy is really special to me because it was our organization's opportunity to really increase the number of Black developers and scale Black developers. The one thing that I've realized is that as realtors, as real estate professionals, a lot of us want to get into development. A lot of us are in small scale development. And the program of the Black Developers Academy was designed to help us scale, to be able to take a small scale developer that's emerging and give them the education that they need. It's an 8-month program that has classes every other week and full modules to help them be able to formalize what they do. In addition to that, the program is cohort style. So it gives emerging developers a network of other developers that are in their city, in their region, that's doing development. So now you have a network of people. Development, particularly for emerging developers, can be very lonely. Who's my network? Who's my business partners? Who do I talk to, share resources with? So that cohort was very important. Then last thing that the program was designed to do, Paul, was provide a credential. A lot of times, we have experience in real estate. We have, a degree from the School of Hard Knocks, of lessons learned. But this was to give NAREB members an actual credential to say, I am a graduate of a program. I completed an 8-month process. I learned certain things in the process of development. I am prepared I have something put on my resume. I have something to present to clients. I have something to present to a bank that I have competency. So the program has just been phenomenal. The feedback has been so strong. We have graduated now 275 developers from the program and more to what come. We're going to start phase 3 in 2026. But the biggest thing is the confidence that it's given NAREB members and emerging developers that they can do it, that they can scale, and they can develop real estate in their local markets.
And to learn from people like yourself, I mean, it don't get no better than this.
Hey, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
And how could local real estate professionals partner or join and become realtors? What would you recommend they
Yes.
do?
So the NAREB organization has over 100 local chapters across the country. So we probably have a local chapter close to you. They can go to NAREB, NAREB.com, and find and locate the local board. If there's not a local board or chapter close to you, you can join as an at-large member of the association. So just know NAREB.com, you connect to your local board that's in your area if there's not one in your area, which there probably is. But if not, then we have at-large membership also too. But join the family. Then the next thing you have to do after you join, you got to come to one of our national events because that's where just the rubber meets the road. You realize what it truly means to be a realtor.
And I highly encourage and echo her sentiments.
Yeah.
It's like the best real estate professional conference you could attend meets Essence Festival at the same time.
At the same time. It'd be crazy.
She had Drew Hill for Midwinter. You know, we had different artists, Slim Thug.
Yeah.
For the annual Master P. So, I mean, it's all intertwined with
Yeah.
Black
Issa Rae,
culture.
this last time, game
Yes,
changer.
that was
Game changer.
huge.
Yeah.
And you've been an adjunct professor. You've been teaching real estate and land development for a long time, and you're super committed to building and preparing the next generation to come. In your view, what skills or mindset shifts are most critical for the next generation of developers and entrepreneurs?
So skills is we have to incorporate technology more in that use of data. I think technology is a game changer in real estate. AI is a game changer in real estate. We can work faster and be more competitive with smaller teams if we use AI, if we use technology. It can help us grow and scale a lot quicker and take less resources that we just quite honestly in many situations do not have. So I'm excited about the future for emerging developers. I think technology was going to help level the playing field for us and open us up to more opportunities.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm excited for it as well.
Yeah.
It's moving fast.
It's moving. It's moving. You got to get on the train.
Yes. And speaking of train and things moving so fast, I mean, you are balancing being a CEO. You were a past national president of NAREB most recently. You're a college university professor. You're still a national leader doing events and going out into the community and speaking on issues for Black America and Black homeowners. How do you balance having time for yourself? How do you balance out time for men?
You know, that's such a good question. My life really kind of operates in phases. It's kind of interesting how God just has it flows. You know, getting ready for the NAREB conference in July was all roads lead there. Focus, focus, focus. Came out of that. Now it's time for my kids to start school. You know, so focus, focus, focus. Kids, school, all the stuff that they need, getting them started, meeting the teachers, class schedule, blah, blah, blah. Focus, focus, focus. Now I'm moving into another mode where we're trying to close on a development project this month at the end of the month. Focus, 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 focus. So it just go from one thing to the other. So it's just one of those things where you just make it work. You make it all work. Of course, you have your priority list and you keep the main thing. But, you know, lack of sleep, just grinding, making it all happen at the end of the day.
Yeah, because that you are doing a lot and you have a lot of productivity happening and responsibility on your plate as well. So, organization, I was watching a video this morning and they were talking about some of the people who are doing the highest levels of work and CEO work, they have routines. And the more routines that you have, it keeps it easier to allow you to do things that are not routine work.
Yes, yes. Routines and a team. You need both.
Amen. Amen.
You need both.
And how do you often talk about development and transforming communities when you look at neighborhoods in Houston and nationwide? What do you think are the most impactful ways real estate can serve as a tool for equity?
Real estate can level the playing field. Um, it's the best asset that time has shown it appreciates the most. It provides stability, it provides wealth, it provides a leverage tool, how you can leverage equity. I've seen people, and if have experienced it personally, use real estate to change their lives and change their wealth trajectory for their families. It gives you something to pass along to the next generation. So I think the tool of real estate as an economic development tool, as a wealth building tool, is a game changer in terms of closing the wealth gap. And if we can get more people of color utilizing the tool effectively, it really can be a complete game changer.
Agreed. And, with all the successes that you have in your career, expanding from business, education, and national leadership, when challenges get tough, because it does happen to everyone, and you working at that highest level, what are you doing or what helps you keep grounded and focused on continuing your mission?
And for me, my faith in God, understanding that I'm on a journey that He has set me on. One of my favorite prayers is God, open the right doors and close the wrong ones. To try to make sure that I'm on the right journey and not the journey that I set up for myself. And sometimes if I try to go one direction, it'll just push me another one. Like, okay, that means that wasn't the path. And then secondly, knowing the purpose. One of my big things is begin with the end in mind, because the journey can be really, really difficult. But knowing what that end goal is, knowing the why, and keeping that top of mind has been very essential for me.
Amen. All right. And now we're getting to our end of our session here.
Yes.
And usually we end it off with the Better Living Interest Rapid Five, which are 5 quick questions, top of mind, whatever comes, you just give it to us. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. So, favorite book or podcast that's influenced your leadership?
Favorite book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a game changer. Dale Carnegie. Changed my life.
Go to productivity hack when life gets crazy.
My go-to productivity hack. I have a board. You can't see it. I'm in my home office, but I have a board. And that's where I can put everything, personal stuff, work stuff, organization stuff, all in one place. And if I can see it, then I can manage it. So my big whiteboard is my tool. Nothing fancy. Good old-fashioned whiteboard.
I appreciate that. One city in the world you think gets the urban development right?
I recently, through NAREB, actually visited Seattle. And man, Seattle is a really cool city. We did a special State of Housing in Black America report for Seattle, that version of it. And it's a small Black population, but they have local government, state reps that are really trying to do some very intentional things there. So that's a city that I would put on the radar to definitely watch.
Definitely will check that out. Best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received from my parents: to keep God first. The golden rule.
If you weren't in real estate, what career would you be in right now?
If I wasn't in real estate, huh, I think I would be, and I kind of am now because I'm an adjunct professor, but I would be a full-time college professor. I like the
Education.
campus. I like the impact on students. Right now, I teach grad students, but I would teach undergrad students and get them when they first get there. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Like, don't spend that student
Yeah,
refund check.
yeah. I got to get them when they first get there. I get them our program that I teach in is a master's program, but I would get that undergrad business school. That would be the spot.
Amen. Shoot, you making me want to go get my bachelor's again.
That would be the spot. Undergrad business school. Catch them
I'm
early.
sure that there's so many gems that you're going to drop in these classes. I know that they're definitely enjoying this and learning a lot. So appreciate you doing this work. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you, Dr. Johnnson Rose, for joining us today, sharing your wisdom, your journey, and your vision with us. It's truly
Yes.
inspiring. I'm looking forward to the phase 3 of the NAREB's Black Developers Academy.
Yes. We'll keep
The
it
whole,
going.
the CDFI. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that as well.
it's exciting.
I'm looking forward to potentially replicating the work that you have done with your community collective, going to different markets, different cities. Maybe this could be an international play too.
Hey,
Let's not
let's
limit
do it.
that.
Let's do it. Yeah, the future's bright, to say the least.
Amen. So again, I'm just so thankful. If you want to how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I'm on all the socials at Courtney J. Rose 1913. So please jump on, follow me, join the conversation. I'm definitely available on LinkedIn as well.
Follow her on LinkedIn, all her social media handles. She has a company, the development company, GeorgeJohnsonDev.com is up and running as well. And if you found this content enjoyable, insightful, and inspirational, please smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below on your biggest takeaways from today's conversation. Until next time, keep living better, building smarter, and creating a brighter future for all. Peace.